I'm going to go watch Sports Center. Like, no, hang out with us. I go, look, you guys just do your thing, talk or whatever. I go, just be hanging. I'm just going to go. So then they feel like, oh, he needs attention. So they'd hang for like 10 minutes. They'd get jealous that I was kind of like blowing them off. And then they would come in the room and I'd fucking bolt. It was great.
What a weird fucking lifestyle.
But that's what you had to do. You had to trick them.
Yeah, you do have to trick people.
But I didn't want to do coke. I never did it before. I saw my friends on it. We'd all, we'd go to the bar every Friday and Saturday night, go try to pick up girls, and we'd start drinking at like 6 o'clock as soon as we got off of work. Drink till about 10:30. We're only getting into too early. You're never gonna pull one out that early. You're not pulling one out at 9:30 in a fucking dance club. There's no fucking way. They just got there. They need some drinks in them. So we get there around 10:30, 11. It closed at 1:30. So they got a nice buzz on. You have to buy them drinks. Then we get one guy would pay, and we get a black stamp. And then we could walk in. Oh, I forgot something in my car. And I go back out while the stamp is still wet and press it on like 9 other guys' hands. So we'd all get in with one price.
Do you remember when the beach had the thing on your hand down in Lavalette and Seaside? When we were kids, they'd stamp your hand. And then you went up to the thing, and there was like a glow in the dark, like a purple light in the Seaside Park. Seaside Heights, one of them. I'll never forget one time I went on one of those things, and there was like 6 gorillas going onto the beach, and there was like an old guy. He had to be like fucking 80, and he's like, "How you doing, guys?" And me and my friends walked on, and we all gave him the hand. Like the fourth guy's like, "The shark ate it," and he kept walking. The guy's like, "What are you talking about?" The shark ate it. So but I want to take you to write this fucking book. I only got a couple excerpts. I didn't get the book. But I read like 10 pages, and I kept reading because it was interesting. But then my daughter came in the room and said, "You got to put on Coco." And then
that was it. Yeah, I get it. No, 3 years it took me.
3 years.
Yeah, well, it's based on my podcast, basically. I just rant about different, like, social media shit, bad Facebook posts and stuff like that. And then I started, I transcribed all these podcasts, and then I cut it down. I transcribed, and then I cut it down. I sent it to a book editor, and we worked on it together. But it's been 3 years in the making.
It's crazy how you were talking about Facebook, and I felt what you were talking about at every level. And it's weird that when regular people read that book, like progressive people, they're going to read what I read and go, "Oh, he's so wrong. He's so..." Because they don't get it. Like, nobody would get what you really wrote about the likes. And before I got on Twitter and Facebook, I was on Rogan's podcast one day, and I went on a rant about, why would I want to be on there tonight? You're fucking friends. I had like 700 friends at the time. And I was talking about that, how stupid it is. I wouldn't go on Twitter in those days. I just had a Facebook, and Twitter was just starting to pick up steam, and I'm like, I don't fucking know. MySpace was the biggest thing since Jesus, and that dropped like a fucking... All of a sudden, MySpace had AIDS. Nobody went to MySpace no more.
It's still there.
Yeah, it's still there, but nobody goes to it. So I'll never forget going on Twitter and saying that. And I had I've met a lot of great people through social media at the shows, but when you look at some people in particular and look what they're doing, like I follow people on Facebook just to read how ridiculous they are. Like they're on the side, and I'll click to them. They have like 7 postings, I'll click to them just to fucking laugh, but at the same time, a part of me feels bad for them because they're part of that world, even in real life, where they're surrounded by people that just tell them everything's amazing that they do. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when I was reading what you wrote about that, I was thinking of this particular person. Because there's 2 people I follow on Facebook. I would never drop their name because I can't believe somebody's this fucking stupid. There's 2 people I follow on Facebook because they're so fucking stupid. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
How often do you check in on them?
Every 2 or 3 days. Like, I'll leave tomorrow and I won't check on them until Monday or Tuesday. Because I just shake my head. One person I've known for 20 years and has changed completely. And he's become very political. But he'll call me every fucking week and tell me why he's got no comedy career. And I feel like saying, have you seen your Facebook post? There's not even nothing entertaining. Everything is Trump. Why don't you and your fucking stupid wife, Trump-hating wife, go shoot yourself, will you? And stop this shit. Cut it out. Then there's a broad that attacked me one day, years ago, and I see the part of the world that she's involved in comedy. Like, there's like a couple different levels of comedy that people really don't know about. There's the level that we do. We play for keeps. This is what we do. We've been doing it for 20 years. When we die, we'll be on a stage. But then there's a lot of hobbyists, and then there's people that have done comedy for a long time, and they go to a circle that it's like these weird shows they do, and they all have a theme, and their under theme is hate the corporate comic, like their whole she had a bad experience at one of the clubs, like the Improv or something, like 10 years ago, and for 10 years she's gone on a rant about the clubs and how bad it's. Like I'm saying to you, it's that stupid, but she's never really let it go. And it's pretty interesting to see that if she would have just focused on the Comedy Store, Laugh Factory, she would have been straight. But for 10 years, she's been attacking the fuck. And it's so weird, like, where they go now. What part of comedy they belong to. Now she's in a woman's comedy thing. And they go to a woman's thing, and it's these women you've never seen or heard of, and all of them have a hat on or an incognito tattoo, or, it's not really comedy. And you see the comments they lay, and you want to smack all those people. You want to go to that show and smack all those people individually for even, saying these things. Like, it's bullshit. That's basically what it is. You're not doing your friend any favors by posting that nonsense. I don't know. Am I getting clear to you?
No, absolutely.
Stoned.
No, 100%. I mean,
I don't want to sound mean, like a mean-hearted person, but that's what, whenever I tell Lee I'm giving that person rope to watch them hang themselves. That's what I mean. Like, I watch people from time to time, and I learn not what to do on social media from watching them. Like, you're like, why are you posting that? Oh, my God. But this is why that dude's on a cruise ship.
Yeah, and look, I mean, people. I really focus on now just telling jokes on stage, like I always did. But I'm like, I'm just going to give you jokes because I feel like every comic all of a sudden is all political and none of this. So you look at the timeline or on Facebook and like, dude, all right, just fucking people follow you. Not that you have to entertain them all the time, but at least nobody gives a fuck. Everybody's saying the same thing as you.
We're going in like fucking Marines, you understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.